Hey y'all, so this is part 2 of our previous video. We just wanted to update y'all and let y'all know how the products are working for us. Just kind of give y'all a little bit of overview. So we're going to start off with the foundation that we used. So I already tried this foundation in the past. I have it. This is mine right here. My prior one was in the shade Soft Beige, and the new one is in Soft Ivory, which when I mix these, it gives me the perfect shade, and my mom is more of my old shade. So
doesn't work for me, y'all. It does not work for me, I guess.
Yes. I do want to mention...
I don't know, it doesn't blend in very well. It looks very yellow on me. I
do want to mention that if you do have a drier skin tone, a drier skin, how do I say that?
If you have dry skin.
If you have dry skin, oh no.
This is not the one for you if you have super dry skin.
Wait, we're just going to redo that section.
No, it's fine. It doesn't blend in very well at all. So,
yeah.
If you have normal skin,
oily skin. Oh, it actually really want oily skin. I don't know why.
Normal, maybe oily skin, and you have...
Or combination skin.
Yeah, if you have... Like, I have freckles, so it's hard to really blend it in. It's just, I don't know. I prefer the Tarte... Was it Tarte that I got? Or Too Faced? No, the Tarte Stick Foundation a lot better than that one there.
Which you'd think... You know, because it's liquid versus a stick, but you never know. I think, honestly, you could make this work hypothetically if you have dry skin, but I think you really need to moisturize. Get all that moisture soaked into your skin so that you don't absorb this product and leave it patchy. So that's our review on that. For me, though, as y'all can tell, I'm wearing it right now. It looks flawless. It blended well with my concealer. I didn't use any new concealers or anything. I just used my regular, Tarte.
I think if you have an even skin tone, it will work pretty well for you. It just didn't really work for me, and that's okay.
Disclaimer though, it's hard to find a foundation that does work for her. She just has a very special skin tone.
Well, not just that, but it's like my freckles and stuff just make it really hard to find the right foundation for me.
Because she has a lot of tones in her face.
Yeah.
So the next thing I tried is this Wet n Wild contour stick, which I don't know about y'all, but doesn't this kind of remind you of hard candy just a little bit? Just the heart, the design. So I tried that today. I just set it with a little bit of powder contour from my BH Cosmetics contour palette, which also was very well. So it blends out flawlessly. Obviously this foundation, like I said, is a little bit on the drier side, so it was a little bit harder to blend it in because my skin was already pretty much dry. However, once I sat there and pressed it in just for a couple seconds, it really did blend in flawlessly, and as y'all can tell, my contour is on fleek. So the next thing that we want to talk to y'all about is, what do you want to talk about next?
Let's do the mascara.
Mascara. So we tried the new Wet n Wild Mega Plump Mascara. It's supposed to be waterproof. So here's the thing about waterproof foundations. Most of the time mascaras. Most of the time they're a drier formula. Because obviously they're waterproof. So our reviews, number one, it's very dry. The brush, here I'll kind of show y'all what the brush looks like, the applicator. It looks like that. Obviously, it looks kind of wet at first, but it's very scratchy. And as y'all can tell, it's very dry. And it's not, you know what I mean?
It's scratchy, and it also, when you're applying it, it pulls out, it kind of tugs at your eyelashes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's supposed to do that, but it just feels kind of irritating. It doesn't go on nice and smooth. It kind of pulls at your lashes.
Yeah, I've used obviously several mascaras in the past, and also this one doesn't really emphasize my lashes like a lot of other ones do. I think it makes them appear more there. It doesn't really help with the lengthening too much. It doesn't really help with the volume, but it does make it's more for like if you're going for like a no makeup look. It'd be perfect for you, especially if you're out and about in the summertime. It won't come off or anything. So it works very well for that. But if you're looking for, you know, a dramatic type thing, it's not for you. In our opinion, personally.
Yeah.
So, next thing we're going to talk about, since we just talked about mascara, we're going to talk about this eyeliner. It's the CoverGirl Perfect Slice, and it's the shade, obviously it's the very black one. So, this is what it looks like. So, for me, my opinion on this is it has a roller applicator. Can y'all see that? I'm not fond of them, personally, so let me swatch it for you. How do you even... Okay. So, yes, it goes on very well. But for me, I've never even seen the roller eyeliners before, to be honest. I'm just used to the typical just brush type applicator, so this one, I'm not fond of it. But I mean, it really depends on you.
She doesn't like it. I kind of liked it. I feel like...
She's wearing it right now, y'all.
Yeah, I'm wearing it now. I think it works very well. It's very smooth. It doesn't drag at your eyelid or anything. It kind of just glides across pretty smoothly. So I like it. It seems to stay. I haven't... A lot of times with like liquid eyeliners, I'll get it in my crease. And if you see, I don't have it in my crease at all. So it stays, I think, the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
For a drugstore eyeliner, I personally think it works pretty well. I like it, personally.
Well, so I guess it depends on you. Like I said, though, the only problem I had with it was the applicator. And she pointed out that sometimes, or a lot of the time, her eyeliner gets stuck in her crease. That's the same thing for me. But what I learned to do is the reason that it does get in your crease is because your eyelids are oily. So that's why I've learned to make sure they're dry, set them with powder throughout the day, and it works just fine.
I've made sure they're dry, but sorry, I'm a big girl and I sweat. So if I sweat, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be all over the place.
I understand that. So the next thing I want to show y'all, this is a brand that I've, you know, is my first makeup brand. You know, this is the brand I'm very fond of. I have a lot of products by them, and that's e.l.f. It is the brow pencil in the shade, I think it's, neutral brown. It looks like this. So first of all, very good price. I think it was maybe like a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So it comes with a spoolie, which works very well. I'm not going to try to say soft because spoolies aren't supposed to be soft, but it doesn't feel like it's tugging and pulling out my eyebrows.
It blends it very well, actually.
Yeah. So, obviously it's not as pointed as when I first got it, but that's, you know, it's kind of thin, which is perfect for stroking hairs in the front of your eyebrow. And I did my eyebrows with it today, as y'all can tell. It's very natural on me. I mean, obviously, if you... What was I saying? Oh, obviously, if you can make it darker if you want it. I just did very light strokes, and that's the way I like my eyebrows. So, for me, it worked very well. Have you tried this one? Yeah, you did. You did yesterday.
It was a little bit dark on me, but it seemed to work fine.
Yeah.
No problems with that. If you're just very basic, ready to go, it'll do the job.
Is it mom approved?
It's mom approved.
Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to be giving the biggest review on this because
she used it. I didn't.
Mainly that, but also I have very thin lips, and hers are symmetrical. Hers are perfect. So, this is the Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner by Rimmel, and it is in the shade 032 Innocent. And it looks like this, you know, just your typical lip liner. Nothing too crazy or special about it. So when you open it, I love that it has the twist up one. So let me swatch it for y'all. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It matches my natural lip color perfectly. Obviously I don't have my natural lip color on, but I like it. I totally forgot to use it today. I just ended up just putting on a liquid lipstick, but I have tried it yesterday, and it worked very well. It matched my lip color perfectly. It went on smoothly, nothing dry about it. It was perfect. So I think that's going to be my new everyday lip liner. What are your thoughts?
I put it on her, and me personally, I didn't think that it went on very well. I don't know. I felt like I really had to, you know.
Well, it can tend to be like that when you do it on other people though too. Like that's how I did on yours. Like every single time.
It's a very pretty color though, and it does match perfectly. If you're looking for a perfect nude lip liner, I think that's a good choice.
So the next thing, which this is one of my favorite things that I got, is the e.l.f. Liquid Matte Lipstick. Very basic packaging, but in the same way, it's kind of really cute. So it is in the shade Wine Tour. It looks like this. I'll give y'all a quick swatch. This is what we're wearing on our lips today. I'll tell you,
it looks a lot lighter in the bottle than, or in the tube rather, than it looks on our lips. It looks much darker in person than it looks in the tube.
So that's how it looks in the tube versus on my hand. So as y'all can tell, it's a little bit darker and a little bit, well, it's about the same tone. Maybe it's a little bit more purple outside of it. But what I want to say is, you know, a lot of people, when they make purples, they tend to be streaky. I guess just whatever they do in the factory. I've realized a lot of purples are streaky. Considering this is a cheap drugstore matte liquid lipstick, that is pretty opaque, okay? As far as the formula goes, on my lips, it wears perfectly. I see absolutely no problem with it. And it literally just wears perfectly. It doesn't feather, at least not yet. And it works very well. I'm used to the drier formulas, so this is perfect. It's not too dry. It's not too wet.
As far as liquid lipsticks go, I like that one pretty well. I generally am not a fan of liquid lipsticks. I feel like it really dries out my lips, but that one's pretty good actually. It I think that's probably the best one I've tried. And we've tried
up to $40 liquid lipsticks. We've
of them.
We've tried expensive high-end ones. We've tried pretty much we tried several brands. I mean, for me personally, I can make any single brand work. I love all different kinds of brands. But for her, it's like I said, it's harder to
I'm too old for that. I'm too old to mess with this stuff. I'm like, I'm going to find me something that works.
And
I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to just try and make things work. No.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I think we reviewed everything. So, what are your final thoughts on this haul, Mom?
I thought it was pretty good overall. For drugstore brand makeup, I think for the most part, it was all pretty good.
Yeah,
I think the only thing I wouldn't repurchase is that mascara. The foundation works if you have an even skin tone and one that's not really dry. I think it would be great for you. Other than that, I think everything was pretty good.
Yeah. So my final thoughts are, for one, we typically are used to getting brands in Ulta and Sephora, so we're not used to necessarily drugstore brands. However, this haul was really good. It definitely can compare to some of the higher end brands that we use. So final thoughts, foundation, don't use it if your skin tone is dry. Another thing that I noticed about it is extremely full coverage, as y'all can tell. So, yeah, it's perfect for photos. Like I said, it's photo focus foundation. Mascara, I don't think I'd ever purchase that. There's so many drugstore mascaras that are great. This one, for me, was not.
I personally, if you're going to get a mascara,
get a mascara.
I would go for a higher end brand.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you want something that's going to be good for your eyelashes, not something that's going to feel like it's ripping them out, or, you know, I mean, they may be a little bit more expensive, but it's, I think, personally for mascaras, it's totally worth it.
Yeah. This will last a long way. Literally, one line, you're done, blend it out, and even then, there's still some left over that you can just move around the rest of your face. So this is actually one of my favorite things. This one right here, this lip liner, perfect. I love it. This eyeliner, for me, I wasn't a fan just simply because of the applicator. But that's just a personal thing.
And I liked it. I thought it worked pretty well.
Yep. And the liquid lipstick, I love this. It's one of my favorites that out of this haul. It's a really pretty color. Swatches. And the eyebrow pencil, like I said, worked perfectly. Never had a problem with it.
Works great for $2. I'll tell you that.
Definitely.
That's probably worth it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, I think that's all.
All right, y'all. So thank y'all for
watching. We'll be back on Wednesday with our weigh-in. So wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Definitely.
Thanks y'all for watching.
Bye.
Bye.